Okay, hello everyone. We're gonna wait a couple more minutes to see if a few more people join. Charlotte is another intern at um, Kotev, and she'll tell you a little bit about that later. And Christoph is the program director there, so he's who I meet with a couple times a week and talk to about my internship. Yep. Okay, so thank you all so much for coming. It's so great to see you all. As I mentioned earlier, this summer I've been doing an internship at Kotev, and I've gained many important skills and experience through this internship. We will be hearing from Christoph, who is the program director at Kotev, and he's going to share some ways that we can develop ourselves professionally and improve our LinkedIn profiles. We'll also hear from Charlotte, who's a fellow intern, and she'll get to share some of her experience. Before we hear from them, I want to share a little bit about my experience from Kotev. The great thing about an internship at Kotev is it can be adapted and adjusted depending on your needs and your interests. For me, I wanted an internship relating to public relations, so I've gotten different projects and assignments that have helped me build my skills and gain more experience. These have included event planning, which is this, but also public speaking and building my confidence. Working with Christoph, I've been able to use these new skills and these new experiences to promote myself on LinkedIn and create connections that will help me in the future. So now I'm going to turn the time over to Christoph, and he'll be sharing some tips on professional development and taking your LinkedIn to the next level.
Thank you very much for this very kind introduction. And honestly, I'm really not surprised you have a fan base because I want to share now officially and publicly the progress we've made over a few weeks. It's people take a year at least, if not more, to do that. And I like so much working with Carter because we were able to nicely individually focus on the things that he likes and he value very much, and he had a great focus on PR. And this was amazing how to see from the first speech he's done, to the first mock-up negotiations we did, until the last few exercises, why his confidence and also his skills went way, way, way higher. But just going slowly to LinkedIn, I want to mention that if the focus of this internship is not only to give you valuable work experience, it's also focus on your mindset. It is on this growth mindset. You can see it's very popular now, especially in US. And you can see this great author, Professor Carol Dweck, who wrote actually a book on growth mindset. To be open on the opportunities, but also to be open on constant and strategic learning. So because I'm a director also of a company that do business trainings from sales to career strategy, we do strategies there. Of course, in a very entertaining and fun way, because we also believe you acquire knowledge and much faster and enjoy it much better if it's not only strategic, but also, absorbed in a very fun way. And if we talk about LinkedIn, I want to let you know that if you want to build your presence as a professional, LinkedIn is just a small piece of the pie. In reality, and that's what we do I do with businesses, my clients, or even in internship, we have a holistic approach. Building your confidence, and actually Charlotte Carter at this stage can train you or teach you about that. It's absolutely holistic view. It is from, the profile is a small piece, but very important. And then you go into your own personal skills, not only to networking skills. And thanks to Carter, you all can benefit from the free online course on Udemy in relation to networking, when you can see advanced techniques, how you can connect with people, but also about influencing and negotiating. And that is with the purpose, and that's why we focus on mindset, because the purpose you do that in the best interest of the person you're dealing with is so crucial. And then you can help much more people, and you actually start enjoying what you're doing. And when you start enjoying what you're doing, as there is a very well-known say, you're not working anymore, and you're just spending and having great time on the things that you love, on your passion. And LinkedIn is a part of the overall strategy that we use with professionals. So why is it so important? Because it's predicted that LinkedIn will replace CV completely very soon. And happened that in Ireland, the research done clearly indicated that 80% of jobs are actually taken through networking, through connections you have, whether through LinkedIn, which is one of the tools used. So LinkedIn can create new connections, but also you can use existing connections. The key is not only to have a connection, is to use them. And that's probably you will learn in the course about business networking. But now we're going to go into profiles. And here I have an amazing opportunity to say that Charlotte is a brilliant writer. And why this is so important when you build your LinkedIn profile. Because as you know, nowadays we become much more personalized. Now it's not the company brand, it's who is behind it. It's not Tesla, it's Elon Musk has more likes. It's Bill Gates has more likes than Microsoft. So we're becoming much more personal. So our descriptions are going the way to give a little bit more of our personality. They want to know who you are, not only your technical details and what you can do. Actually, another very interesting research says that companies prefer your approach than your skills, because they say, okay, we can train you, but if you're an asshole, it will be hard to change that within the working environment. So actually, we prefer to have a nice person that share our values, is open, active, proactive, than someone who is brilliant in their skills, but it's not a team player, or at least for that specific role and requirement. So when we go to LinkedIn, we look at, so what first things we see is your photo. And as we all know, photo is like 1,000 words. One picture is 1,000 words. So make sure that the photo represents really the essence of your industry and your personality. Why I'm saying that? Because for most positions, a nice gentle smile, a nice semi-casual presence will be enough. But there might be in areas, and this is what we have been teaching, and depends on this. That's why we so much customize and we focus on customizing our trainings and our coaching sessions, because for some industries, maybe a grim will be better, and maybe more challenging face, or face expression. So in that circumstances, you need to think how you can match your personality with the industry that you would like to work for, and not necessarily already in. And so that is very important. Background of LinkedIn. Background of LinkedIn, it's a great space. It's a fantastic space to show what you care about. And for a generation Z, we actually very much focus on bring something fresh, bring something new, something young, and a cause that's important for you, or something, that motto that you're going with for your life, your young life, or experience that you got that really captures your personality, or something that you're involved in, and you can, if possible, connect to the field you want to work in. Because they want to see that beyond work, you have certain hobbies, activities, and we're going to go back later on to that profile. So we have your profile picture, we have a beautiful background, Sometimes you want to encourage them with your contact details. Sometimes they know already they can contact you LinkedIn. Usually for sole traders, we encourage to put certain contact details, because that's also something that they can memorize. You know, we are very visual. Most people are very visual. So they can see your profile. They say, oh, I remember that name somewhere. And it's connected to a nice picture. And there's even technique of memorizing many things. You actually create your pictures in your head and give those symbols a certain meaning or tasks. And then you, oh, I remember that picture, I need to do this, and that. So if we memorize in such a way, in the same way, it's easier for people to remember you. And now I'm going back to Charlotte. Description about you. And when they actually ask you an interview, this is something I came across so often. It's not about saying those boring things. I was born, I went to this high school, and you probably heard this many times. This is a cool and great opportunity to say what you like. I'm a big fan of going back to ancient Greece, look at Aristotle and his number three. He said, 1, 2, 3, our brain can memorize very easily. And when you say about yourself, say 3 things that you're really passionate about. And don't overuse the word passion though. And it's now everybody's passionate about something. So you need to be more creative in that area, but give a bit of authenticity yourself there. Or I'm very active, or I'm proactive, or I'm actually merge myself into writing, or I so much focus into projects, I'm carried away myself in them. Something that shows what you really like. And this is very important. But going aside from answering the question on interview, if you write the description about, you say in a way of describing as like a story, you know, since I always, or this made me do this and that, and then you move there. So it's easy and nice to read. It's you have to say to yourself, you know, reading a boring story, facts from a book, or reading a nice blog story, which is more attractive to you. You want to know what's next. As Charlotte recently quoted here, Malcolm Gladwell, what's around the corner? Yeah. So when you write such things, you already caught their attention. Not everybody looks there, but if they really consider you, they look at that part of your profile. And then you have a work experience. So there are 2 approaches. Bullet points, everybody does, but you can make it nice in a few sentences. Sometimes try to avoid dry keywords, but you can also write about it, 3 to 5 sentences. Something is nice and easy to know what you've done there. It's no more, make sure that the keywords are also included there in relation to the role. So what happened is most of my clients tell me, I said, how did you find me? And they say to me, the keywords that you use in your post, for example. We're going back to the posting later on, but it's very important that you use certain key major keywords in your sentences. Then you go to education, do the same. Do you have fun in university? For example, I belong to Carter's fan club. It's always something. You belong to the club, you were a fan. Who's Carter? You can describe him 2, 3 sentences. I know that Utah State has many clubs. So one of the nice things is to emphasize that. And then we have your extra achievements, like courses that you've done. This is very important. And I'm going beyond and give you extra tip here. If you build your long-term strategy, career strategy, start slowly investing in the courses that relates to what you want to do in the future. If you don't know, that relates to the things that you really like. And you will see that this will grow, and this will be very impressive with time. Because they see, okay, over a year or 2 years, you've done 12 courses, 1 each month. And if it's on the focus field, it looks really, really nice. Instead of just after applying for a job, before applying for a job, week before you do one course. Strategy is the same you can do with LinkedIn. And after that, at your LinkedIn, make sure you include cool stuff. What I mean by cool stuff, it's very unprofessional actually, but it is necessary. They want to see what you did extra. So for example, very often that helped me win some business or a client here in Ireland. I say, okay, I was invited to Late Show live TV in Ireland. I had a drink with the judge of the High Court before going live on the TV, and with the guitarist from this Horselips, actually, it's a great Irish band. And this makes you, okay, I know, I always wanted. So you create a certain connection. You can learn more that in my networking course. And those extra bits, if you can put it there, and that always highlights your profile. Definitely make sure you highlight that in the CV. Also, if you were in a band or you do a vlog or blog, any type of activity that shows I'm really focused on contributing to the society, whatever it is. So that's in a nutshell the nice overview of a LinkedIn profile. But guys, very important, be authentic with it. And remember that this is a part of a puzzle. And there's a lot of other stuff, how you're going to use those. And here you have to learn how to connect with others, and through that communicate with them. And on this occasion, I will ask Carter to play a very, very fantastic professional in leadership, American, Simon Sinek, who wrote a few books like Leaders Eat Last, Start With Why. And he was an inspiration for us to not only do projects with businesses, but also with your generation. Also, so what our legacy will be. And we've noticed that there is such a huge gap between high-level professionals and students that's just going to workforce, and young professionals, that we say, okay, there has to be a way we can help them. And that's why we start connecting with great universities like Utah State University, who enables you to do this very customized internship and even cover the cost from the university fees, which is a great support. So let Simon Sinek says what actually we cover.
One of the big struggles that this young generation, Gen Y and Gen Z, are struggling with is they're ill-equipped with the skills required for being a successful human being. That there's a generation, unfortunately, there are too many of them who literally aren't learning the skills of how to talk to people. Difficult conversations is one of the things you have to have. I will approach you and give you difficult feedback that everybody knows, but everybody's afraid to tell you, so that you can grow as a human being. I will do that. We have to teach listening, effective communication, how to give and receive feedback, how to have difficult conversations. The future of leadership is not looking good. And unfortunately, the responsibility now falls on the company, because we didn't do it in school, and we didn't do it in university. We definitely didn't do it at business school. So when are we going to do it?
So the key thing is, as you see, and that's what we cover, that's why this internship is actually a business training, internship, mentorship all together. And it covers this specific gap, because we already build foundation for you to become a natural leader, for you to fill this gap. And when you actually go to the workforce, you're confident, you can talk to the CEO the same way with your peers, and you strategically build your presence to be the best in the field you want to be in the most natural, fast. Thank you very much, and I give back the voice to Carter.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Christoph. I know that I still learn more today, and that's the great thing about professional development is you just keep on going, and it's something that you get to do the rest of your life. Now I'm going to turn the time over to Charlotte, and she can share some of her experience from Kotev and her internship.
Hey guys. First of all, I wish I had a cool background like everybody else, but I am really grateful for this opportunity because bit of a background about me is I don't know what I'm doing with my life, but I do like doing a lot of different things. I like writing, I like culture, but I graduate next year and I have no idea what I want to do. And that has been, a scary thing for me, but something that I really enjoy about this internship is I'm learning how to be a professional, how in any place that I go, I know how to succeed, I know how to enjoy it. And one of the best things about this internship, not only are we doing cool projects and being a part of a business, we have Christoph to be our coach, and he is a great career coach for me and for Carter. I've learned so much about like what makes me unique, and even just a couple days ago we were just talking and Christoph brings up this like groundbreaking, earth-shattering topic that he just said, Charlotte, you are going to do something that is creative. Like that is one thing, no matter what you do, it's got to be creative. And I really know that's true because I don't know if I really care what I do as long as I do something that I love, something that helps me share my opinion, my my special uniqueness in anything I do. And so that has been really eye-opening to me and makes me excited because now I'm not as scared of the future. But something that I wanted to bring up about this internship is really the soft skills that I've learned in 11 weeks now. I have learned how to be confident and how to really communicate in a workplace, and I think those skills are so important. And I think that's why I chose this internship to begin with. Was I could go do some social media marketing or something somewhere, but what would I be missing out when it comes to working with other people and enjoying what you're doing and negotiating salary, all kinds of things like that. I've learned so much about that, and my mindset has just completely changed. We listened to some really great audiobooks. If you like audiobooks, this would be like the greatest internship for you. It's so great. We have access to some really awesome books that teach us about mindsets, about growth mindsets, and how to be self-aware. And I feel like that has benefited my life, not just in the workplace, but my whole entire life. And I'm really grateful for that. So I think this has been such a unique opportunity. It's fun to work with Christoph and to learn a little bit about Ireland and his crazy adventures he's had. And it's really cool that I can count this as my practicum for school. A great internship that works for many different things. And so yeah, it's been an adventure, and I've liked it so far.
Thank you, Charlotte. And I just want to echo what she said about those soft skills. For me, we've worked a ton on just like confidence, and that was definitely something I needed to improve upon. And I feel like I am definitely more confident and in a better space. I wouldn't have even been able to talk on this Zoom at the beginning of the summer probably. So thank you, Charlotte. Now I'm going to turn the time back over to Christoph if he has anything else he'd like to share about the internship.
Well, after both of you, I don't know if there's anything I can add. And the thing I can add is I so much like to work with Utah State University and their students, because whoever chose in the program so far, it exceeds my expectations, because we have certain program where we customize it. And what I'm so happy with Charlotte and Carter, we did it normally twice more than is in the program, because it's so engaging and everybody wants to learn. And so it takes a lot of amazing energy and also creativeness from my side, because I have to pull out those top researchers to discuss with them. And I'm sometimes so surprised because the managers and directors I deal with, I think they don't understand communication such a level right now, Charlotte and Carter. I think you should apply straight for director's position in a way. But in relation to the program itself, we've been working on development on learning methods, how we can build an experts the fastest way possible. And we've created our in-house design when I was still a lecturer assistant in Griffith College here in Dublin. And this is when I first noticed that there is a way for us, for young professionals, to learn in a nice, convenient, easy way and gather information to build your expertise, your professional profile, and being perceived, because one thing is being an expert, second, being perceived, so we connect both, being an expert and being perceived in the fastest way possible. Carter and Charlotte got a great glimpse on train as you go method that we share within our internship. And this is so great because it naturally feeds your knowledge, the field of your interest. And this is something people don't realize. If you build a strategy and you do it in a nice, easy way, in small steps, you share that with others. Automatically, when you share, you start being perceived as a person of knowledge, skill, and with time also a natural leader with connection of those negotiation communication skills. So we put our hearts and souls into this program, and that's why I was so happy to have on this particular semester to work with Carter and Charlotte. So if you have guys any questions, Carter, if there is anything else you want me to add about the internship?
I think that's awesome. And yeah, it's really a really amazing program because it's basically the same program that CEOs and other executives are doing, but we're doing it while we're still in college, and we're so much more prepared to go into our careers. So yeah, now we'll take an opportunity to answer any of your questions about the internship or your LinkedIn development, any kinds of questions about that.
About Carter's life and work?
That too, I guess.
I think they explain things so well. Oh, John.
Charlotte, you mentioned a bunch of audiobooks that you listened to that were good. And I was wondering if you could say what they were, unless that's like, you know, proprietary information or something.
No, I'd love to share a few of my favorites. I don't know, there's so many. We go through, it's nice with like audiobooks. You can just listen to them while you're like cleaning your room and stuff. But I really liked, it's called The Art of Communicating. And the cool thing about Christoph is he actually shared these audiobooks depending on our needs. So I was talking one time about how like I was struggling so much with communicating, and so this book is all about understanding and how to like love people and love yourself, and that helps you communicate, and it's super cool. So yeah.
Sweet, thank you.
I will, John, add here a few more. I don't know what field you're interested in.
I'm studying like physics, but honestly, any good audiobooks, you know, like Charlotte was saying, just it's good to have some backups to listen to when I'm, you know, finished with the one I'm on.
Okay, if you focus on in general terms, I think no matter fields you are in, because I work with engineers too, and at some stage they need to convince other peers about, you know, pushing their project first, or how to convince other about your idea, or at least to present it the best way so they can understand it. I would start
Right.
one of the things that we always start in, which is leadership and
With
self-deception.
what? Sorry, I think I missed what you
Leadership.
said.
It's a brilliant audiobook, and it's very nice to start with because it's like a dialogue. It's actually in a company setting, and they very much touch the heart of a hidden way how our brain may do tricks on us. And the trick is that we sometimes don't know that our brain is deceiving us. So how can we get out from it? So this audiobook is nicely showing you. I won't tell you how you can do that. That's the cool stuff. It's a way to get there. And I would definitely touch on this one. Charlotte mentioned about communication. And if you want to touch something in relation to negotiations, I would definitely, something I work with Carter a lot is Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss.
Okay, awesome. I'm sorry, I think I missed that first audiobook's title.
Charlotte, did you put that in the chat? I can find it.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's
Yeah.
there. Sweet, thank you.
And there's the other one. I can't say his name, but it's a really great book.
Okay, sweet. Thank you so much.
As Christoph mentioned, you all will be getting access to a free business networking course, and that will just be sent out to you guys in an email following this event. Additionally, we have another event about getting the job you want, and we'll also have a link to register for that if you're interested in that. Thank you all so much for coming, and that concludes our event.